Thing started here. There we go. Hadn't heard anybody else on. I'm expecting Sandy. I was expecting Dave. They'll be here, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
We're glad to hear you on here tonight. Or I guess afternoon for you, whatever it is.
It's 5 o'clock here.
5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's 8 o'clock there, huh?
Yep, 8 o'clock. 8:08 right now.
Yeah, I got 5:08.
Yep. Well, we're doing good. We're doing good.
So how's the world treating you?
Well, a little bit better now than it was earlier. I've been having trouble getting these calls uploaded to YouTube for the last couple of weeks. YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, YouTube kept. They'd get down to the last few minutes of the video, and then they'd say it was unauthorized. And I couldn't never figure out why. I've been racking my brain to figure out why, and I finally figured out that I can just upload the file to my desktop and then upload it from my desktop to YouTube, and it works just fine. Let's see who else has joined us. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
This is David Mincy from Melbourne, Florida.
Well, David Mincy, I am mighty glad to hear you. I hadn't heard you in a while now. Glad to hear you on here tonight. How are you doing?
Yeah, I've just been working. I got off earlier, could get in on the call. I was here, not last call, but the call before that one.
Well, I guess I missed a couple calls too. That made it seem a lot longer than it normally would have. My mother died, and I've been over in Alabama taking care of some business over there pertaining to that.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I know that's time consuming.
Yeah, it is, and it's not over yet. It's going to take me a while yet to get through all of it. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
Go ahead.
I got there. It ain't that. It just takes time to get there.
Yep. Well, we're glad to hear you in here tonight. You got anything exciting going on tonight?
No, I'm just VIP in it on the IBO exchange.
Yeah.
Trying to build some coins.
That's always good. I don't know. I had a little trouble with IBO exchange here recently. It may have been me, but they didn't seem to.
I do have a question.
All right. Well, let's see if we can get it answered.
I run into a problem on Cypher where I haven't checked it in a while, but when you try to use the email marketing, where you use the email blaster.
Yeah, I understand.
It was saying that it was the web page was not available.
The blaster itself not available, or?
Yeah, when you go to your tools and you go down to email marketing, when you click on it, it said that the web page wasn't available. I was wondering if that was fixed yet or not. I don't know what's going on.
Be honest with you, haven't been out of touch here for a while. I haven't been there to check that recently, but that don't mean we can't. Let's see here. I'm using a different web browser tonight instead of Chrome. Chrome pulled a bad trick on us here, and they quit recognizing Java. They quit using Java and
Really?
a whole bunch of plugins that I use are all in Java. So it caused some problems there with Chrome. So I have switched over to Firefox to see if it would work better. Let's see who's joined us here while I'm trying to get this loaded up. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy in North Carolina.
Well, good evening, Sandy. I'm glad to hear you're in here.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the screen share up and I haven't had much luck. I keep saying.
Well, it's
Keeps
great.
telling me the browser doesn't support it. Oh gosh, I'm ready to throw this out the window.
Which browser are you using?
I tried both. I tried Chrome. Chrome says it doesn't support it.
That's what I was just mentioning when you come on. Chrome has pulled some stunts on us here. They no longer work with Java. And it was Chrome that made that decision to do that, not Java. Java was real unhappy about it, but they and there are some programs that we use that require Java, and I believe the screen share is one of them, actually.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that why it's been breaking up?
No, I don't think that is what's been causing breakup problems, but it has been causing some other problems. And I've been doing some research trying to find a browser that would work with all the programs that I'm using. And I am currently playing with Firefox. Unfortunately, all my passwords and everything else that were stored in Chrome. Or there.
Yeah.
When I run Firefox, I got to try to remember them all now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes,
I tell you.
sometimes my memory's not all that great.
I tried to come up with a code system so I could write them all down, but
Chrome's giving me a problem. I can't even get online.
Do you have?
yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble with Chrome lately.
Well,
Almost as much trouble with Firefox.
Well, Firefox has been working real good for the last couple, 2 or 3 days, other than the fact that everything that was in cache and saved in Chrome is now I've got to try to remember all over again. And,
Yeah.
I don't use but just a few passwords, but remember which program goes with which one is sometimes difficult.
I'm gonna have to go reboot.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking that's a good idea to go do that.
Well, let me turn this pocket cloud off.
See if I
We'll
can
get rid of that first. No, I still can't get on it. Yeah, I know you're in there.
Hello, Birdie.
That's a loud bird.
Yeah, he's something else. You ought to hear him scream.
Well, I recognize his voice, though. So.
Yeah. AT&T's been pulling a lot of updates here lately, so I'm not real sure that the AT&T's working, the internet's working as good as it should. I had to get a new TV box.
Okay,
there were 3 or 4 ladies sitting at my Bible study that were saying they all got rid of cable and they're on the antenna. And I'm thinking, our
For TV, you mean?
internet is cable, and they got rid of it for TV, but our internet is cable.
Yeah.
We have the TV, we have Dish.
I
tell you, there must be something.
I'll tell you what I have done. One thing here a while back, I got rid of TV. I was on the cable, and I got real unhappy with the cable, Comcast. And Comcast is the only choice I have around here, but I got real unhappy with them, and I got rid of TV because I didn't see anything on TV that was worth wasting my time to watch. And my wife agreed with me, so we got rid of TV, and then I was having all kind of problems with Comcast cable and the internet, and so I called them up and was talking to them and everything, and they kept wanting to raise the price, and raising the price wasn't fixing my problem. So I don't know how I managed to get over to it, but I got a hold of the Comcast business division. The people that provide Comcast internet service to businesses, and I told them I'm a business, and asked them what it would cost for me to have Comcast business, because they guarantee, if something happens, they'll be out here in 30 minutes to have it fixed. They guarantee it's going to stay up all the time and all that good stuff. And they offered me something like 5 times faster service than what I had as a homeowner. And I said, this all sounds good. What is it going to cost me? And they got around to figuring the cost and everything. It was actually cheaper than what it was to have the home service. I said, well, how long is it going to take you to get out here to put it in? They said, we'll be out there today. And they came out and swapped it, and we really have gotten real good service, from the business aspect of it. Now, you can get a faster service than what I've got, but what I've got is a whole lot faster than what the home service used to be, and it works real well. I haven't had any real problems. I won't say I hadn't had any problems, but most of my problems have been problems I created in my computer. By the way, I'm testing something right now. Am I breaking up any like I used to?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Very clear.
Okay, I think
Not at all.
I think I may have found a solution to it, and if it keeps being good, that's great. Let's see here. My tools. Tools to take any business. You know what? This is real strange to me. David was talking about he was not able to get into the mass mailer for Styform. And I don't even find it. I'm looking at under the tools and everything, and all their good tools are all still there, the whole bunch of them, except for that one, and I don't even see that one in here. Maybe when he was having trouble getting into it. It's got all the landing pages and the video spokesman and the flash movie presentations and the capture pages, autoresponders, business contacts, and traffic rotator, banner ads. I'm listing all these because this is kind of something we want to talk about tonight. At least I do, and if y'all do, we will. But one thing I'm not seeing is the mass mailer in it, and I haven't tried to use it in a while because I have been in and out of state and this and that and other, and busy just trying to keep other things running. So I haven't even taken a chance to look at it, time to look at it or look for it in this particular case because I don't see it at all. Which is
Yep, telling me that the page wasn't available.
now, well, that's maybe why it's not available. It's not here anymore. How are you even trying to access? I don't see any way to even try to access it right now.
Well, it was listed in there last time I did it, but I just couldn't get in.
Well, maybe that's part of the problem because I'm looking under my tools, and tools to take any business to the next level, and it used to be the very first thing that was listed there. And
I can't even use Chrome. Chrome on my computer's dead. It won't do nothing.
well,
So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here to Internet Explorer and download Firefox.
well, that's what I have done is download and install Firefox. I'm not using Firefox right this moment because I couldn't remember my Stifort password. I got it written down somewhere. I will find it. But so I went back over and uploaded. I mean, not uploaded, but I've turned on Chrome, and Chrome is working well enough right now for me to get into the into Stifort and everything with no problem. But I do not find the mailer program, so I'm gonna go over here to the home page, see if they wrote any notes or anything.
Oh,
I don't see any current notes, but now they may have put some that I didn't see, and then
uh-oh.
what's that?
Says dangerous download.
Firefox is a dangerous download, huh? Okay.
Well, it brought up the screen share, but it won't do the application. It just says free screen share installer, and it's just sitting there. That's on Firefox.
Well, I haven't even tried to use it on Firefox in the past. I've always used it on Chrome, and of course it's running. Actually, I got it running on Chrome right now on my laptop. Is where it's running on my laptop right now, and it came up and run on Chrome.
I'll try to bring it up on Chrome again and see if it goes.
But,
Oh, this ain't good. I can't get Chrome to work. Man, that's gonna mess up everything. I got my, your Google ratings.
yeah, well, most of Google's services still work, but it was just Chrome. The last time I did a update from Java, which was pretty regularly, it came up and said that Chrome has decided they don't want to work with Java anymore. I'm not sure why they made that decision, since Java was a free open program. It didn't. I don't know. Maybe they were charging Chrome something for it. I don't know. Let's see here.
Oh.
how I got it to come up on Firefox. Took several tries.
Well, it's good to know that it does come up on Firefox.
Yeah, it took quite a few tries.
Oh, that's why it's not from Firefox. It was from a different letter.
Now I'll have to go in and investigate Stifort. I haven't been on the Stifort site in a long time.
I'll have to find my book and find what my Stifort password is. Robert, I put a question out there on the chat room yesterday. Robert's the only one that actually responded in the chat room to me about it. What I asked was, what's your primary product for your online marketing business? Not what business is it, what is your primary product that you market?
Are you asking everybody?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw that out there and let everybody say. You actually responded to me and told me what your primary product was.
And my primary product is gold.
Okay. Well, let me ask you something while other people are thinking about what their primary product is. And product is what I'm concerned with here. Because I'm gonna get into why in just a minute here.
Okay.
But let me ask you something. How do you go about selling that product?
Good question.
Yeah,
I actually do a lot of one-on-one, just talking to people, and mostly it's just I lead in with, do you believe, in other words, I lead in with a question. Do you believe inflation is here? Do you believe we have inflation? Or do you think things are cheaper? And of course, they always tell me the same thing. Oh yeah, everything is inflated. It costs more and more and more to buy anything. And I say, and then I'll ask, well, do you know why that is? I mean, is it supply and demand? Is it just the fact that we don't have the products available, so they cost more because there's less? I mean, what reason do you think? I'll give a lot of different reasons. And then usually, eventually, I will get to the point where I'll tell them, well, it seems to me that what I think and believe is the reason we have inflation is because we're $18 trillion in debt, and the money has become worth less and less, which makes the purchasing power less and less, which means that causes inflation. And then I just kind of go from there. The only other way I do is just advertise on the internet.
I assume, and it's an assumption, correct me if I'm wrong, I assume you're marketing gold through carrot bars?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, let me ask you something. Do you try to sell gold by recruiting people into carrot bars, or do you try to recruit people into carrot bars by selling gold?
Actually, neither.
Okay, that's fair.
Actually, let's say the conversation has gone a little ways, and then, because eventually they will ask me, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
What's all this conversation leading up to? And that's when I tell them that I'm a director in training. And my job, or what I do for a living, is teach people how to make money on the internet. I don't mention carrot bars.
Okay. That's fair.
Until I'm looking for two answers. I'm looking for the person who is interested in making money on the internet, or I'm looking for that person who just might be interested in setting up a program to save a little gold. But the main interest is, I'm looking for people who are interested in learning how to build a business on the internet. And of course, I just take it from that point. Some people are interested, some are not. And then if they are, then I'll send them to a carrot bar site that doesn't say a whole lot about carrot bars, but it does talk about our economic problem in this country today. It talks about insurance, it talks about the stock market, it talks about investing, and it's about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And once they've listened to that, then I've got a pretty good idea of where they're at and what they want to do. And if they're interested in building a business on the internet, then from that point, I'll tell them, you need to open a free account with carrot bars because it's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. That's the one reason I like it the best, is simply because when you open an account, like most businesses, I know all of us are probably like you, Mike, Amway and some of these different companies throughout the years. In fact, I got enough food in my closet to last me for 5 years. Okay, and I was fortunate. I did sell quite a bit, but I found that everything was the same way as it was with me. Eventually, I have enough food to last for 5 years. I don't need to buy any more food.
Well,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
True.
Okay, and that would be the same with Amway or soap or there's one out there that I think is interesting about brain power. I haven't really looked into it too much, but all these things require that you have what's called an auto ship. Well, with carrot bars, there is no such thing as auto ship. You open a free account, and when you're in the mood to buy gold, all you got to do is order whatever you want. And so you could order 1 gram a month, you could order 1 gram a year. Wouldn't make any difference. It's up to you. And I find that most people really like that idea. They get away from that so-called auto ship. Because I know everybody, me included. In my case, I order it every 3 months. But the only reason I ordered every 3 months was I found out when I ordered my first gram of gold, it cost me $20 in shipping. Okay? So if I ordered 1 gram of gold every month for 5 months, that's $100 in shipping. Right?
Right, that's true.
Of course, I tell people this if they sign up. I said, but here's what I do. Since I'm not on auto ship and I'm not forced to buy whenever, I'm not forced to buy every month or even once a year as far as that goes. I can buy when I want to. So I said every 3 months I order 5 grams. Now when I order 5 grams, guess what? I only pay $20 in shipping.
You save $80 there.
That's like getting a gram of gold for free.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, let me get a little bit in more to what I'm getting at here. You are, I guess, what I'm really looking for to know though is, are you? And you've kind of answered it just a little bit, but not exactly. I'm still looking to know.
Okay.
Are you marketing gold, selling your product by enlisting people into your business, or are you using your product to get people interested and then showing them how they not only can buy their product, or the product that you're selling cheaper, and save some money. You just talked about saving money, and save
Right.
some money by being a member of your sales team.
Well, okay. I guess the best way that I can answer that is really something that it's taken me probably 10, 15 years to learn, but basically it's learning how to listen. Okay? Because the answer to your question really is, if I find somebody who wants to build a business, then I will help them build a business, and gold becomes the second issue. Okay?
Okay.
Since we're building a business, and it happens to be carrot bars, and you're getting gold, and gold will never rot. It'll never go bad on you. You'll never have to throw it out because it'll always be worth something. And so I work it with the idea that it's like a slingshot. Okay, it can be either or. Now, if I find somebody who's interested in gold, and I sign them up into the program, it's like anything else. I find a lot of people who, that's all they want to do. They just want to buy gold. And again, I like it because they can buy it when they want. Now, it's a little surprising because, like me, it might go 3 or 4 months, and a particular person may not buy any gold, but then all of a sudden when they do, they buy 5 ounces or 10 ounces or 10 grams, not ounces, excuse me. And that's a pretty nice little bit of money in your pocket. But that way, then I have what is basically referred to in the common sense is I have distributors and I have customers. I remember when I was Amway, a Diamond Direct once told me at a meeting, he said, how did he put it? He said, what would you rather have? 100 distributors or 10,000 customers? Now, when you get into this business, you automatically have been taught and trained to think that, oh, I want distributors, because distributors mean more people.
Now you're getting close to where I'm headed with this, so keep going.
Yeah. So, but anyway, when he said 10,000 customers, I really had to think about that for a while, and I did. I got my pencil out and started pushing some numbers around, and I looked at him very seriously, and I said, well, if it boils right down to it, I guess I'd rather have 10,000 customers. And he asked me the big question, why? I said, well, I guess because the customer is going to buy every month. Where a distributor, you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very
But
true.
a customer buys every month. Now,
Would you say?
I think the
let me
iron-
interrupt you just a second here. Would you say that having a customer would be a more steady, I guess is the word I'm looking for, or reliable income than having a distributor or an associate or someone that you have recruited into business that came into the business because they wanted to make money. They came in being told they could make money by signing up in the particular business that you're in. Would you rather have a person that you have recruited or to make money, or would you rather have a customer?
okay, I'm going to answer that twofold again if I can.
You can?
Yeah, I can. Excuse me. I sold insurance, and I played the stock market, and I've done investment type things throughout my life. And the one thing I found out that was very interesting, I'm going to use a scenario here just to give you an example.
Okay.
Let's say, Mike, that I'm talking to you and I convince you that money's going down, money's become worthless, and you suddenly realize, well, what I need to do, my God, what I need to do is get some gold to protect myself. And I say, yeah, that's what you need to do, Mike. And so you say, okay. And you buy, say, you take my advice, because this is the advice I would give you. I'd say, hey, every 3 months, buy you 5 grams of gold, because it's like getting one free. Or, you know, if you got the money, Mike, I mean, you can buy 5 grams every month if you want, but you don't have to. That's the beauty of it. Now, you ever heard about the 90-day wonder? Well, I think the 90-day wonder is a very true reality. If I can get you to buy, whether it's 1 gram or 5 grams or whatever, if I can get you in the habit of doing that, and you start receiving that gold, and you start seeing basically your investment becoming worth more and more and more, guess what? You're going to buy on a regular basis.
Okay.
Whether it's month after month, every 3 months, I don't care. We got one distributor, I won't mention names, but we has a person on there, and he buys $5,000 worth of gold once a year when he does his taxes. Now, that again is the reason I like this business. So it depends on the individual. So to answer that half of that problem is, if I get a committed person who will buy on a regular basis, whether it's every month or once a year, I don't care, but he buys on a regular basis, he's worth $1 million. But now on the other hand, if I sign somebody up and they tell me they really want to make some money on the internet, the first thing I have to do is determine teachability. Are they teachable? Because if they're not teachable, then you got a high probability that they're not going to be around very long. Because most people that get into this business have the illusion that they're going to become rich overnight, and it's not going to happen. But if I can convince that person through training and show them that a little now could mean a whole lot later, and they'll stick with me, then I would rather have that person, because that's the person who could make me a millionaire.
Let me interject something here. You've triggered another comment.
Okay.
Would you rather have someone on your team that you have recruited that has come in strictly to make money by going out and recruiting and building a team, or would you rather have someone who comes in on your team that you can train to sell your product?
Actually, in that case, neither, but partly. Partly what you say is true. I would rather have a person who is dedicated.
Dedicated to what?
Dedicated to building a business. Okay?
What kind of business?
But I don't, a business on the internet.
Well, I'm trying to get specific. Would you rather have someone that's dedicated to selling a product, or would you rather have someone dedicated to going out and trying to just recruit people? Recruit people. Let me refine that. Recruit people.
Okay.
To get rich on the internet.
Okay. Well, let me answer that the only way I know how to answer that, because it's kind of a yes and no answer.
Okay.
Yes, I'd love to have the person who would recruit people, but if that's all they're going to do, they're only doing half the job. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
I need a person. Right. I need a person who will be teachable and understand that you could. A good example that comes to my mind: you could sign up 100 people and be broke. Because if you have 100 people and none of them do nothing, what have you got?
Bingo! There's the magic word. Okay.
You ain't got nothing.
You remember Groucho
You know,
Marx and
Robert,
the little magic word that come floating down, and the magic
Robert.
word is here. Let me ask you: if you got 100 people out there that you've recruited on your team, and they're dedicated, they're willing to go out there and just recruit people and recruit people and recruit people, and none of them sells a product.
Right.
You move no product.
Mike, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Real estate business is just me and Doug.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've had other agents working with us. I mean, if we recruited 50 agents and not one of them sold a piece of real estate, what have we got?
You've got 50 people that you got to put up with.
Yeah, put up with. I mean, that's exactly what it is with these people who recruit, and all you got is this team that does nothing. So, what have you got?
And you didn't make any money because you didn't sell any real estate. Either you or the team or no one sold any real estate. You didn't make any money. So,
Right.
actually, you wound up losing money because you still have to keep an office going and overhead and expenses and what happens to these 50 people that didn't sell any real estate in a short period of time? Usually,
They didn't leave. Yeah,
they just
quit.
Get tired, quit, frustrated because they caught in the business to make some money, and somebody told them real estate would make them a lot of money. And I know some real estate agents that make a lot of money, but but they sell real estate. They don't just come in and then say, "Well, I built a team by recruiting."
Let me jump in here real quick because I think this is where we're talking about in reference to the training. I passed my real estate license in Florida, and then an emergency came up, and I moved out of the state of Florida, so I never got to use it. But I do know that with real estate, as an example, if you have 50 salesmen and they're all out there trying to sell a house, there's a high probability none of them are going to sell nothing until they become teachable and become trainable, where you can teach them and tell them and show them you're not selling the house. That's where the mistake is. What you're selling is what the customer, can do with that home when they get it.
Well, you're selling
You go
sizzle,
into a
not
house
the
and
steak.
you start building the dream. You say, you're talking to the woman and she tells you what kind of kitchen she wants. You're talking to the husband, he tells you what he wants in the backyard. And then you start building on that. And then pretty soon, that customer sees in that house their dreams coming true.
But let me get in here just a second here. Y'all are absolutely great tonight, and I don't mean to keep interrupting you, but we're getting to the point that I'm trying to make, and y'all are bringing it out. I'm just sitting here listening and letting y'all do that. But you talk about you got to identify the ones that are trainable.
Trainable, right.
Number one, training starts with recruiting. Before it's how you recruit is when you identify if someone is trainable or not. But my philosophy here that I'm trying to get across is, what are you going to train them? If you train them to just recruit, that's never going to make you any money. I'm sorry, it's just not going to make you any money. If you train them to just sell, you're going to make money, but you're going to make a little money. However, if you do not sell the product, if they do not sell the product, if you do not train them to sell the product, and I'll get into that just a little bit more, but if you don't do that, then you're not training them to make you some money, and you're not training them to make them some money, and ultimately both of you are in business to make money. At least I assume most people are. Therefore, if you go out and you recruit someone by telling them, I got an opportunity for you to make money, all you have to do is come in here and join with me, and we got some leaders, we got some trainers, we got some teachers, and they'll teach you, and all you have to do is sponsor 3 or 4 people on your front line, and then all we have to do is teach them to do 3 or 4 people each. And I'm sorry, I know y'all have heard me say this before, so I apologize, because it's not what's going to build a business. I was talking with Sandy the other night. I mentioned Stiforp. We built a Stiforp business. I've got several businesses I built, but we use Stiforp because everybody's familiar with it. Well, I built a Stiforp business. We had 500-600 people. We went down like 20-something levels deep. And unfortunately, there was only a very few right up close to me that I was able to teach what Stifle was about, because those are the only people I was able to teach about the product and how we use the product and show them how to use the product. And those people, most of them still with me. The other 500 or 600 that were down below me, and I was not able to personally work with them. I was not able to personally teach them. I tried to create a system so that they could tie in and still take advantage of the teaching and training that we were getting at the upper level close around me. But since I did not have that personal contact and had not built that personal relationship with all these people, as the whole group was growing and expanding, it was like a great big balloon, and you just keep pumping hot air into it, and all of a sudden it deflates violently. But so, my point is, training is extremely important, but what we've got to do is we've got to train people to know that what they're in business to do is to move products and to sell products. If we don't sell products, we don't make money. And
that's correct.
But we need people. We need a lot of people. We don't individually need a lot of people, but as a group, as a team, as an organization, we need a lot of people moving a little product. If they're not moving that product, no one's making money, and the team will not stay together. The organization, the business will not stay together, and it'll fizzle. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a couple ideas here. I don't know. Most of you, if you've been in sales, you know what the takeaway objective is. And if you don't, I'll be very happy to explain it.
M-O-N-E-Y.
Well, no. No. See, when I talk to people, the first lesson I learned from my business to actually start growing was really, I think, very simple. When I started this business, I think I did just like everybody else in the block does. I went out and tried to get people, and I was scared to death they wouldn't sign up. And I realized one day the first thing I needed to do was get rid of fear. Okay? Because as long as I was afraid that they weren't going to sign up, I was living in a state of fear. And if I was living in a state of fear, then I was going to go around begging people to join me. And I'm not a beggar. I don't want to be a beggar. Okay? And so it occurred to me that when I'm talking to people, and again, it gets back to this reality. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth because we should listen twice as much. That really makes a lot of sense, especially when you're in sales. If you listen to the customer's going to tell you what he wants or she wants. Okay? Because people don't want to be sold. That's just the facts of life. But here's an interesting fact also. People love to buy. So you have to put yourself in a position where, and I'll use gold just as an example. I could say to Mike, "Gee, Mike, wouldn't you like to have an ounce of gold?" And Mike might say, "Well, sure." Well, gee, Mike, I hate to tell you this, but you know, if you haven't got $1,160 today, you can't buy any gold. And what I've done immediately is taken it away from him. And the same ideology needs to follow when we're signing people up. We need to be able to listen and find out what it is they want. And then tell them that they can get it, but at the same time, interject that reality is that you're working with me. And if you're working with me, we have to see whether we can be a match. And gee, Mike, if we're not a match, then I might have to, I just might have to pass it up. Now, I know in my own mind's eye how that's going to affect Mike. Well, what do you mean pass me up? I mean, you're going to let me go? I mean, I want to do this. Well, I understand that, Mike. I know you want to do this. But see, you're going to be on my team, and it's important that if you're on my team, then we got to be able to work together. And at this point, I just met you, so I don't know whether we can work together or not. We need to find out. In other words, what I'm trying to do is take away the illusion that I'm begging them to get into my business. I don't need to do that. I'm in a business where I'm making money. And I know it may sound a little crude and rude, but in a very realistic way, I'm saying, gee, Mike, I don't need you, but you do have some qualities. You might make a good team leader, but I don't know yet. And what I'm doing is I'm putting Mike on the other end to try to get him to realize that if he wants in this business, then he's going to have to some degree please me, because I'm just not going to let him in, because that's what everybody else is out there doing, and they're not making any money. Does that answer your question, Mike?
It's some very good points. It's kind of straying away from the point I'm trying to make this evening. But it is very, very, very good information. A very good philosophy, very good way of sponsoring people. My whole point that I'm looking at tonight is, why are we sponsoring people? Are we sponsoring people so that we can sell more products? Or are we sponsoring people so that we can say, wow, look at me, how good I am, look how many people I've got? I used to be sponsored in a particular business by a fellow that used to tell me about the 100,000 people that he had sponsored. Come to find out, he was making less than $2,000 a month in that business. 100,000 people and making less than $2,000 a month. He was not really, and 2,000 months is not bad money. That sounds good.
Yeah.
But not for 100,000 people. All he was doing was sponsoring people. Well, sponsoring is a really, really, really bad way of putting what he was doing. What he was doing was recruiting people so that he had numbers, and he was trying to impress people with his numbers to get them to join him. And he was not sponsoring them in such a way that he was not teaching them. Number one, he was not teaching them how to do what he was doing, how to duplicate what he was doing. He was just saying, look how good I am, look what I did. Number
Right.
two, he was not teaching them to move product, to sell product. And what my whole point and what I'm getting at tonight, and it's getting late, we're reaching the hour point, but what I want to close with tonight is the fact that if we want people to join us and we want people to stay with us, the reason that they join us is they want to make money. It's, bottom line, that's what we tell people. You want to make money, here I have an opportunity for you to make money. What we need to do is follow up with that and make sure that what we're teaching those people is we make money by selling product. Now, some things the product comes along with the membership. And Stiforp, when we sign people up in Stiforp, they have product. But unless they know the product, unless they actually get in and use the product themselves, unless we teach them what the product is, what it's about, how to use it, then they're not going to use it, they're not going to know it, they're not going to be able to share product with other people. And when they don't share product with other people, they don't make money because their business doesn't grow. And when their business doesn't grow and they don't make money, then in a very, very short time, they lose interest and they move on to the next flavor of the week. And unfortunately, that's run rampant in this business, is the flavor of the week. And you have people, well, I signed up for this and it's been a whole month and I'm not rich yet, and here's this new flavor coming along and they telling me that if I get in now, because I'm getting in right on the ground level, right at the very start, I'm going to make money. And a month down the road, and they haven't made any money because they didn't know anything about the reason for building a business. And the reason for building a business is to move product. Bottom line, the reason for building a business is to sell product. Product is what generates income. And when they didn't move product and didn't sell money, they lose interest because somebody else came along with another flavor of the week. And that runs rampant in this business, and I don't want to see anyone here fall prey to that, fall trap to that. I want us to learn to start teaching product. We've got a number of businesses that have good products. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that you hit on something that is probably more important than all the things that we've said. It reminds me when I have a conversation with somebody, the most important thing to me when I'm talking to somebody is their why. Why do you want to run a business on the internet? Now, I know that we hear so much, you can make this, you can make $10,000 a week, blah, blah, blah. I personally don't believe it's the money. I believe it's the why. Why am I in carrot bars? Very simple. I believe in it.
Let me expand upon what you're saying right there, because you got a very, very good point, and I want to continue this Thursday. Like I said, we're running late now, and I don't want to drag it on out. But when you have a why is absolutely your number one reason for building a business. Why do you want to build this business? And I'll tell you, it does not matter what your why is. You want education for your kids. You want a new car. You want a new home. You want a better lifestyle. You want to have money in the bank. You want to have a whole vault full of gold bars. It doesn't matter what that why is. That why is most important to you, and that's one thing you need to find out when you're talking to people. You need to know what their why is. But number two is, every why out there has a price tag. Every why has a price tag, which means money. We have to learn to make money, and every every opportunity to make money starts with someone purchasing a product. They may join your team in order to acquire that product, but they're buying the product. If they're doing that, they're going to be with you. They're going to stay with you because you're going to build that relationship so they can continue to have that product. And when that is the basis for your building your team, is not just adding numbers, but adding numbers so that you can move product and then teach those numbers the same thing, that's why they're there, to make money, and the reason and the way they make money is moving product.
The same thing I do when I talk to people, and I have to throw this out because it's stuck in my head. The why is not money. The why is what money will buy.
The why is not money. The why is what money will buy you. However, money is the vehicle to obtain the why.
That's correct. But when I'm talking to people, I don't talk about money. I talk about, what do you want?
Exactly.
Is it that vacation? Right. Because the money, when you go on the internet every day, all I see day after day after day is money thrown in my face. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But if I know
rich if
what
you just
you
sign
want,
me. You know, next week you'll be rich and you don't have to do anything. I'll do it all for you. I'll tell you, you know, you're just going to get rich.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and next week you'll go with whoever else offers you a chance to get rich. All right. Let me go ahead and see if anybody else has anything they want to add tonight, or anything else that needs to be addressed. If not, then we'll go ahead and close out, and we'll pick this up again on Thursday night. I have thoroughly appreciate everyone being here, and thoroughly appreciate the conversation, because the conversation is getting us where we need to be. Let me throw it out. Does anybody else have anything else you want to add tonight?
Mike, if
Yes.
your why is strong enough, nothing will make you quit.
That's absolutely true.
Amen.
Strong why.
But you have to have a way, a vehicle to achieve that why. Yeah, let's pick up on that Thursday night. That's a real good starting point Thursday night, because it's what will help us.
Sounds good to me.
All right. David, are you still there? I heard someone drop out. I think David
Might have been David.
must have dropped out. Anyway, I figured out how to get these calls uploaded back to the website again now. So I think
Nice, you're not breaking up. It's very clear.
Yeah, well, that's good too.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Maybe I figured out the why for that. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to say good evening. I appreciate everyone being in here, and I look forward to hearing you again next Thursday. And invite your friends and relatives and prospects and enemies and neighbors and anybody else that has a why. And let's talk about that next Thursday. I look forward to it.
All right, Mike. I'm going to go eat my dinner.
All righty. We don't want to hold you up from dinner.
All right. You have a good evening, Mike.
You too.
And we'll see you on Thursday.
All righty. I appreciate everyone being here, and God bless.
She's
God bless.
got a heavy foot, but she had an answer for everything. No, Mom, it was just sliding, and,